How you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So we've got some very exciting and also quite unexpected news. This was genuinely a big surprise, and perhaps not to say that we did not expect this, but because, well, it was just simply morning for me. I was still asleep at that time, and then suddenly out of nowhere, Elden Ring is getting a DLC. So that's absolutely awesome. So this is coming from the official page on Twitter from Elden Ring. As you can see, Rise Tarnished and let us walk in a new path together. An upcoming expansion for the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is currently in the development. We hope you look forward to the new adventures in the lands between. So kind of makes it question so many things. What we can see from this artwork, or this image anyway, it does look beautiful, by the way. So as we can see, it contains an Erdtree itself kind of maybe dying out or something like that, with its ashes seems to be falling off with some sort of a golden substance leaking from it. And also on the right we can clearly see a long blonde woman riding on a steed, perhaps its turret, but presumably this character is maybe a Michaela. It is a possibility. Now, one big thing is that when does this take place at? Does it take place after the main game or before? Now, since Michaela is here, it is a possibility it might be taking place before, but I feel like this may be taking place afterwards. Now, I don't believe it's coming up during the main game or sometime in the middle of there. No, I think it's perhaps most likely would be after, but that's just my opinion. So the release I personally think is still going to be a long way away. Not necessarily years and years, no, of course not. But because this is more or less of an expansion, I think that you can definitely expect it to have some meaty stuff going on within there. Like, for example, it will be new extra content, including of, well, perhaps something like new magic type, maybe new weapon skills, of course new weapons, new build varieties, more dungeons, more bosses, all the typical stuff you can definitely expect. And on top of that, we are talking about From Software here, so their expansions usually are always quite meaningful and quite have a lot of substance inside there as well. Now, because this is Elden Ring, this is an open world game, I do expect to see maybe new area or maybe even areas. And as such, I think this may take a little longer than we may be expecting. But again, like I said, not 2 years, of course. And also, it's been confirmed that this expansion will indeed be coming on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One included. So it's not going to be cut out from that at all. So that's good news perhaps for a lot of you who still have those older gen consoles. Now, okay, here's the release date or release time frame that I expect this to come out. At the minimum, I'll say 3 months, at the very minimum. But at the maximum, I'll say a whole year. So yes, it is still a possibility that this expansion may come out in early of 2024. But because they have mentioned that this is currently in the development, that's why I say that perhaps it could take a year. I think that also this expansion should have around, give or take, of 30 hours to experience practically everything, but not including of absolutely everything, right? There still should be and could be a lot of things that we would never expect from that 30 hours of experience. And on top of that, like I said, From Software, they're known for having meaty and very beefy amount of content within their expansions. So unfortunately, that's all we really got about this, and it's just quite vague. At least the image does give us a little bit of some hints and what we could or should expect, and it does look very beautiful, mind you. Well, I cannot wait. It's going to be a very exciting time to get our hands on this experience. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree cannot come any sooner. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later and have a wonderful day.